The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Cut. Cut is the peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and available in 40 states. Head to KUTT.com. That's KUTT.com. Use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play their fantasy pick'em for a chance to win 100x in NBA, MLB, NHL, college basketball, and more. Sign up today using promo code NBA SGPN to get a 100% deposit match. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. Yes, sir. We're back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice of the guy. It's me, really real, villain real. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. We were late today because we were talking off air about the Stephon Diggs getting traded to the Texans news. Man, Texas just rebooted there. Yo, that rebuild took all of... Are the Texans not better than the Browns? We didn't talk about that. But, Scott, are the Texans not better than the Browns? Scott Studio, Reichel, people. Scott, what's going on? Whoa, wait. Oh, that's why, because there's something on the trackpad.
Scotty, beam me up.
Surprise.
You said they're better than Cleveland? I think they proved that when they won by like 30 in the playoff game. So, yeah, I think
mean,
they
if we give them...
I
mean, when Deshaun Watson and, Nick Chubb and full all hands on deck, they're still better than Cleveland.
I'd say it rivals the Colts rebuild with Andrew Luck. They just had a great quarterback fall into their laps and they immediately became relevant again. It kind of went like that. Now, I like how aggressive they've been. Not going to spend too much time on it, though, because it is an NBA show. But, yeah, big news. It's good for me as a Jets fan. I don't have to see Diggs torch my defense anymore, so that feels pretty good. But, yeah, I can't even say they really rebuilt it. They had one bad year and then won the division. So, yeah, they're in good shape right now.
All right, let's go look around the prop market because I already have a bunch of things that are just rolling off in my head. Oh, man. For one, Josh Allen. There has to be some type of prop on Josh Allen. What is his most interceptions? Let's go with
I'm assuming he's going to be the favorite or one of the favorites because Howell's
not
starting anymore. He's always there.
If he's not the favorite, it's an automatic value. If he's not the favorite, it's an automatic value. Let me see here.
I got to assume he's the favorite. I don't know who else it would be.
Futures.
You need full job security.
Wait, draft player stats. There we go. Player stats.
Who's the number one receiver, though? Is it Samuel? Is it Shakir? Who's the number one receiver? I don't know.
I guess the guy that they're about to draft.
I guess.
It feels like it's going to be the guy they're about to draft. All right, well, draft specials. There's got to be something I can get down on with this news.
You'll find it at some point. It'll be there.
I feel like they took it down, and oh wait. First, oh no, they took the Bills down. Yep, that's why. Because everybody knows now they have to go wide receiver. They have to go wide receiver now.
Yeah,
I might have to find. All right. While I think of ways that I could fade Josh Allen, and somebody else can think of other ways to help me fade Josh Allen because he's going to be horrible again. Got to talk to you about, look, the MLB Gambling Podcast. MLB is back, and I'm telling you, I've been tailing and, back. My guy Malcolm is one of the hosts of the MLB Gambling Podcast, along with, who is it? Noah, Dylan, and
me.
Scott's up there. Yeah, Scott's up there. Yeah, Lonte's up there too. Yeah, and there's one other guy. I don't really remember his name. I don't pay attention to him too much, but he's up there as well. He's got a nice beard. I can say that. Best beard on the show. On that show, he's best beard on that show. So
he's also celebrating the Texans trade today.
Yeah, he's literally. That's probably why he's not in chat right now to hear this, because he's just jumping up and down the walls. They got Stephon Diggs, and they accelerated their rebuild by 2 to 3 years. Easily accelerated their rebuild. So check out the MLB Gambling Podcast. Baseball is back and the crew is here. Free daily picks on their podcast. If you aren't subscribed already, go right now. Do it right now as I'm talking about it right now. Stop what you're doing unless you're driving. Stop what you're doing and go subscribe to the MLB Gambling Podcast on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, everywhere. MLB Gambling Podcast. Ooh-wee.
Do you have anything you
that
want to
was
talk about
great.
from yesterday, or no?
Yesterday, the Stephon Diggs, I did have a whole intro, and I had a whole intro, but the Stephon Diggs news just kind
I'll
of
grab
threw
some
me off.
water if you want to get
But
into the intro. You
no,
can
no,
do
no,
your
no,
thing. I'll
it's
get some
cool.
water.
No, it's cool. Though. You can do that, but the only thing that I was gonna say is that he's getting fouled. He's getting fouled. He's getting fouled.
Yeah.
He's getting fouled.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting fouled. He's getting fouled. He's getting fouled.
Thanks, coach.
I mean, hey, if I can donate $1, well, Tibbs don't need no money. He's fucking rich. But if I could donate $1 to a fine, I would love to donate the $1 to that fine. I would love to donate the $1 to that fine. Because,
It was like a cousin of Take That for Data. It was like a cousin. It wasn't like the exact same rant, but it was kind of the same rant. They're related.
Take that for data. Yeah, I mean, and it's so funny. I really like this Dave Fisdale as a coach too. That's the crazy thing. But yo, I just don't fucking get it. I don't get how does everybody like what did Brunson do to the refs? Like, I could understand if he was a problem child. He constantly had issues with the refs. He constantly was bitching at the refs. They're just taking it matters in their own hands and saying, "Yeah, we're not going to give you enough fouls."
Are you talking about
literally
just
not getting
the entire
calls?
season?
I mean, just overtime. Because at one point it was kind of a little bit of a gag and just a little bit of a dig of like, "Oh yeah, he's really really good, but we know he's not there at the upper echelon of players where you get foul calls like." Jason Tatum gets those foul calls. We know Steph, he gets those calls. Like we know I wouldn't even say Bron, but like we know
I'm gonna push back on you on that one. I think Steph has one of the worst whistles of a superstar of all time. I think his whistle's atrocious.
Yeah, I mean it's not as bad as Brunson's been these past 2 weeks. No.
Oh no, I get
it's
that.
Pretty
I'm
bad.
just saying you put Steph in there. Steph's got no calls all year.
If Steph was in Brunson's situation, he would have gotten those calls. He would have gotten some of those calls. I'm not saying that Steph
has not gotten a whistle all year.
But I'm saying if Brunson got Steph's whistle, we're not even talking about anything here. I can admit that. If he gets anything close to what Steph gets, and that's what's crazy because we already don't like what Steph gets. But if he gets anything close to what Steph gets over the past 2 weeks to a month, there's nothing to talk about here. I mean, it's insane. So you just think of all the great players around the league and all the time those people don't get calls and they're like, "Oh, well, you protect the good players of the league. You protect the players of the league. You don't call this on them. You do call that on them. You do all this." Brunson gets no respect. Nothing.
So I'm just going to throw something out there. Some of it's stylistically because Curry does take a lot of three-pointers. Curry so far this season's attempting 4.4 free throws per game. Brunson's at 6.1. If you were curious. Now, once again, stylistically, that's a reason for that.
Yeah, and like you said, it is. Steph takes more 3-pointers. He's not driving to the lane as much this year. If you notice, he's not inviting the contact. But Brunson's somebody who's inviting contact and says, "Hey, hey, I'm driving. They're here. It's a blocking foul. This is if it's something. It's not just a no call. Like it's something. And I think that's it. It's something. Like it's something. And I don't ever, because I see starters in there spoken like a true Knicks fan. When do I ever come up here and talk good about the Knicks? Ever. Never. But this is too many times. Like it's too many times. Every time I look at a game, I'm like, oh, it's another no call on Brunson. Oh, another.
To be fair, I think they were expecting a pretty physical game between the Knicks and the Heat, so there weren't really many.
It's always physical
in that game. I know
it's always physical, but it's like if we know it's physical, the refs know it's physical. If they know it's physical, all right. You say that you're implementing this kind of rule, implement it. But it's just like, no, we're not doing that. So you know what?
Cool. Yeah. So my main takeaways from the games yesterday had nothing to do with the Knicks. I just saw a good win by Miami. Yes, the officiating could have been better, but whatever. It is what it is. Miami's going to mess around and potentially make some noise in the playoffs because they always do, and we'll see what happens. Which segues
they're rolling right now.
I mean, it segues into the first thing I got to talk about, which is Doc Rivers again. You lost to Washington. I know that Dame didn't play, and I get that he's a big piece of that team, but damn, man, you lost to the Wizards? That also screws you, so you must hate Doc Rivers twofold because your Pistons bet's basically dead. But or your Wizards' most losses bet is dead. But you get my point.
Yeah.
The Bucks are in trouble. I'll put it that way. Maybe they'll face off against Embiid in the first round, which might be upset alert potentially. Maybe they'll face off against Miami. Milwaukee's got some problems for the first round of the playoffs. Of course, Embiid came back yesterday. He looked fine in his first game back in a couple months, and he had a big steal on Giddey there at the end. Besides that, Joker and Wemby had an all-time classic between the two of them, which was a great game. Joker had 42 and 16. Wemby was 2 assists and 1 block away from a quad double. I haven't seen a quad double hasn't happened in 30-something years. Like Wemby was crazy last night, but Joker.
But is that not concerning?
That this is the worst he's ever going to be, and he's already putting up borderline quad doubles.
No, that's no. The fact that
that he gave up 42 to Joker.
That it was a 5-point game in Denver. Nobody gives a fuck about the Spurs right now. Devin Vassell is hurt. Nobody cares about the Spurs. Why was this a 5-point game?
Denver kept messing around. It was most of the first half they didn't care. Then they ended up having a double-digit lead in the fourth. They took their foot off the gas again, and then Joker had a couple of finishing shots. Porter had the clinching 3, basically. But that game was good. Had to mention Wemby versus Joker, though. That game was tremendous.
Denver needs to they need to solidify that bench for this playoff.
But right now, they're the 1 seed, and they can't really solidify it because I don't know what they're supposed to do. They need Murray back. I mean, that's kind of where they're at.
But even when Murray comes back, so what? Reggie Jackson goes down to the bench. He's still not shooting the ball well.
Oh, no, you're right. I'm not a Reggie Jackson guy. I've been critical of the Nuggets bench for months. My point is that you might make the argument Murray's going to play basically 40 minutes per playoff game because they don't have any bench whatsoever.
All right, man.
They're just going to lean into their star power guys and hope that carries them. But
that's kind of, I don't know. That's kind of insane.
It is pretty insane.
That's why I was just sitting. I'm like, okay, I get not covering a 16-point spread. That's a lot of points. This was a 5-point game.
They should have arguably lost the game. The Spurs missed a couple of bunnies at the rim, which could have given them a lead. But also want to mention the Warriors game. Nice win by them against the Mavericks. Big win in general. My main takeaway from that game: Tari Eason maybe should have kept his mouth shut. My main takeaway. 3 back at Golden State now with the breaker in favor of Golden State. He maybe should have kept his mouth shut. Just saying. I'll end it on that note.
And for me, my Sixers future is alive. I'll just say that. The Sixers future is alive. Because even though JoJo looked out of shape, when he had an open look, he hit it.
He had the free throws at the end.
And so all he needs is to be able to just have the strength in his knee to be able to go down in the post and absolutely dominate as a big. But like, he was hitting open jumpers. He was distributing the ball. He had 7 assists by the time the game was over. Like this team's gonna be good, man. This team's gonna be good. I think that they'll be able to go in the playoffs. They just need to swap Buddy Hield in the starting lineup for Campaign because Jesus Christ, that man sucks.
Yeah, that is correct.
All right. I think we did a pretty good job. That's a little we hit on a bunch of different topics there. And shout out to the Kings for cashing a late slip for me. I put in a late slip with a bet on the Kings.
I didn't even mention Harden, but that's a whole separate conversation to be had. It's been a mess.
Oh man. Just don't give out the under.
I won't. I tried it one time. I picked the only game has gone over in like a month and a half, so I'm good. I'm fine.
All right. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 states. Peer-to-peer social betting. Look, I forgot. I'm constantly forgot. Let me write a note right here. Celtics and Bucks versus field for Eastern Conference Finals, because I already know which team in the field I'm taking. Which team in the field are you taking? Because we know which 2 teams are not making it.
I just expect Miami to BS their way into the Eastern Conference Finals again. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Exactly, because they're going to beat the Bucks in the first round again. Oh, you know how crazy that would be if they beat the Bucks in the first round again. The Bucks went through 3 coaches and still lost to Miami in the first round. You know how hilarious that would be? That would be
Philly, to be honest. None of it matters. They lose to a play-in team. It's rough.
Yeah,
because Philly's Doc Rivers' former team, so there's a narrative there too.
Yep, and I truly believe that Philly would beat. I believe they beat both of them, but 100% would beat Milwaukee in a series. So, all right. Cut offers lower VIG, fully customizable odds. Like I told you, you can create your own bet. I'm gonna have my bet created on Cut. You got Kramer. Hey, Kramer's taking bets on Purdue. Purdue money line. He's giving you a nice juicy plus price if you want to take the pussy pack. So go ahead and tap into Cut. Make sure you hit up Ryan Real Money Kramer for that Purdue versus the pussy pack money line bet. I think he put up $400, and you only got to put up 100. So pretty nice odds there. Download Cut today in the App Store or over at KUTT.com. That's KUTT.com. Promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, easiest place to play fantasy sports, fastest growing fantasy app. And look, you can win up to 100 times your money by picking between 2 and 5 players. You have spicy plays, you have non-spicy plays. You can make rivals picks. You can do all of that. We're going to drop our underdog lineup at the end of the show for you, so make sure you tune in for that. Sign up today with your promo code SGPN, NBA SGPN. That's the promo code NBA SGPN, and get your first deposit double up to $100, as well as an instant pick 'em special. Visit underdogfantasy.com and find them in the App Store, or register with the promo code NBA SGPN to get your first deposit doubled up to $100, as well as an instant pick 'em special. Must be 18 or older and present in the state where play through Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play, call 1-800-522-4700 or visit www.ncpgambling.org. All right, let's get into the games that are actually being played tonight. 9 games on the slate. First game up, we have a back-to-back for both of these two teams, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Washington Wizards. Going head-to-head in Washington, Lakers are laying 13 here. 234 is the total. Don't really have much of an injury report for you because both of these two teams played yesterday. Scott, Wizards coming off of a win against the Bucks, and the Lakers are coming off of a win against somebody that sucked, right? Yeah, the Raptors.
Who I think we can agree is right now either the worst team in the league or the second worst team in the league. What have they lost? 13 straight, I think?
Yeah, I mean, they only because they got into a rhythm when they had everybody rolling and they got some wins. Would they not be the worst team in the league? This team, as constructed right now, would be the worst team in the league. I wouldn't even be sweating this Wizards bet right now.
Barrett and quickly came back yesterday. They've lost 14 straight, actually. I mentioned it on yesterday's show when I did take the Lakers. I thought they'd win by 20. They should have. They were by 30, and they ended up winning the game by 17. But Toronto's a fake basketball team, so I don't know if I could actually take away anything from that Lakers win. Shout out to Dinwiddie, though, because I had the Lakers team total over in the first half as my lock, and it got there by a hook because Dinwiddie made a 3. So shout out to Dinwiddie for actually doing something right for me. But I'm going to lean to Washington in this game. The Wizards aren't a good team, but they're healthy, and they've been kind of competitive lately. And I always question the Lakers' effort levels on back-to-backs. You're looking at AD and LeBron probably playing because they got to sit the entire fourth quarter last night. But once again, Toronto's a fake basketball team. It's just 3 wins on the overall schedule. The Wizards were competitive against the Lakers last meeting. In fact, the game went to overtime, I think. I think the Wizards can hang in there. You mentioned this a couple months ago. The Wizards aren't going to win many games, but they find ways to be competitive enough to cover. I see a similar story here. I think the Lakers are going to win, but do I think they care about margin? No. We saw them almost punt the cover last night against Toronto. I think the Lakers go up. They're going to let the Wizards hang in there. And I think the Wizards cover. Give me Lakers by 6.
Yeah, I'm the same way with you. Both of these two teams on a back-to-back. Lakers 4-9, Wizards 3-9. You're picking the lesser of 2 Eagles here, and well, I mean, I guess by that note you would have to be picking the Lakers. But at this point, I'm not really like. I think that it's the same script for the Wizards. They compete, and the Bucks are just horrible. Like that's a horrible basketball team. And I don't understand how Giannis had a triple-double, how you got, what was it, 22 from Middleton, you got a double-double off the bench for Bobby Portis, and you somehow lost that game? Yeah,
It was
Wizards,
an impressive
plus 13. Loss. Wizards plus 13, Lakers get the win, get some plus money on you when you do Wizards plus the points and Lakers money line. It'll be like, what, plus 115, 120, maybe something like that. So it's probably the play for me. Totals at 234. I think I saw Casey say something.
He likes the over.
Lakers overs this season after playing opponents they previously beat are 15-1 to the over 234.5. I hope that's what he's saying because this line is not all the way up at 243.5, or I need to go ahead and get down on this line because I just got a steal.
I like the over. I just don't expect much defense to be played. You're looking at the
Oh
first
no,
win
it's
in the
oh no,
season.
he said it's the other one. He said it's this one. Lakers over this season after playing opponents they previously beat are 7-0 to the over 234.5. Read the
And
wrong
the first meeting landed 265, so it went over even pre-overtime. But I like the over. I will give the Washington props. They have been better defensively recently, but they're still not a good defensive team. And the Lakers
one.
offensively have been really good lately. So I'll lean to the over.
All right, player props. What we got?
I mean, I think AD on the boards is going to kill Bagley.
I don't
So
even know
I'm
who's
looking at
playing.
AD rebounds.
Bagley got hurt last game. He got hurt yesterday. I don't know if
Oh,
he's
sorry.
playing.
I didn't
I
realize
doubt
that.
he's playing.
So
Yeah, he got hurt, and it was another Gilbert Arenas is hot.
do you
It
want
was
to guess
another
who's starting?
European guy. It was another European guy. I don't remember how to say his name, but it's got to be the European guy, right?
Correct. His name is Tristan Vukcevic, who casually had 14 points and 7 rebounds last night.
No, he
So,
was really good. I tapped in
yeah,
a little bit and saw his play. Like he was really good last night. He came in and gave them a spark and was honestly partially the reason that they won the game. And
my bad,
so
though. I didn't realize that Bagley got hurt, but it tells you how much I care about the Wizards. But point is, I'm still going to lean to AD. Have
yeah,
fun. 7-foot Serbian. Maybe it's good practice for Joker in the playoffs, but I'll go with AD to get the
well,
job done in this one.
if he's treating him like Joker, then this is going to be Wizards money line, and it's not even going to be close.
I think I might like
Uh,
LeBron assists in this game. I
yeah,
can see the Lakers scoring potentially 130. So I think LeBron facilitating wise will be on point. Give me LeBron assists in this game.
I think I'm on D'Lo. I think
Okay.
D'Lo has another solid game. Maybe D'Lo threes. He had 7
Rui
threes
revenge
last
game
game, man.
at 13.5.
Ooh, that's a good one. How many times has he played the Wizards? I can't imagine that they played more than twice by now.
I mean, would have to go back to last year. They played once this year, and in that game, Rui had he didn't do much offensively in that game. He had 8. But recently he's been really good. Rui's gone over this number in 14 of his last 19. Gone over this number in 10 of his last 11. So I think 13.5 is too low. Yeah, I like Rui over.
Yeah, and I wonder, has he played in Washington, or was that game in? Oh wait, that's not it. That's the wrong word. There we go. Wait, why is it not? Okay, whatever. This thing doesn't want to work. All right, I'll look it up later. It doesn't matter. I do like Rui. All that sits well, and I think Rui is good. So D'Lo and Rui for me. All right. Let's see. Before we get to the next game on the slate, got to talk to you about Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NBA, MLB, shoot, even college basketball, soccer, all of these sports with historical stats and data. Hey, when football comes back around, football is going to be back up and running too. You got to research it with Hall of Fame Bets. They make it so easy. You can just look. You can it tells you trends. It has the parlay optimizer tool that will break your parlay down by leg, give you an expected probability of the entire parlay. Stop betting in the dark and join the over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right. We have the Portland Trail Blazers on the road going to play the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets are laying 212.5, and is the total here in Charlotte tonight.
We had news with the coaching staff. Clifford will be there for this game and for the next couple, but he's going to the front office after the season.
I never understood why I just don't understand why they give those guys front office jobs.
Is it a promotion? Like I don't know what the role is.
Yes, it is.
What do you do?
I think it's a promotion. It's the same thing. And it goes back so far. Like it goes back so far. But I think the most, what was it? The other recent one is Brad Stevens when he went from being a head coach of the Celtics to going in the front office. I feel like it was somebody else after that made that.
To be fair, I don't think Stevens would have been fired. I think Stevens was a solid head coach. Clifford is a bad head coach. He has not succeeded anywhere he's ever been.
The reason they moved Stevens is because they couldn't get over the hump, and guess what? They now still can't get over the hump.
I'm just saying, I'm not sure if Stevens would have actually been fired, but fair enough.
So I don't know, man. I mean, if you're bringing in a new head coach to do something your old head coach couldn't do, and then the fact that your old head coach couldn't do it, you send them to the front office. Everybody's trying to get on the Jerry West wave, man.
I don't get the move for. I mean, Charlotte. I don't know what the hell Charlotte's doing. Charlotte's been in a non-factor in this league for what, since Alonzo Mourning was there, 30-something years. Like, you haven't done anything. You had Kemba and you made the playoffs 1 or 2 times. You lost in the play-in by 30 both times. Like, you haven't done anything. Your franchise is irrelevant, and this is kind of why, because nobody knows what you're doing behind the scenes.
It's all just weird, but whatever. It's not even a situation like where these guys are about to play up for Clifford. Like, this is business as usual. So at least bring somebody off the bench, like one of the assistants up into an interim role. Like, I never understood that. Like, figure something else out. You're at the end of the season. You have nothing to play for. There's nothing, like, do something. But oh yeah, he's just gonna finish it out. And then I don't know, man. This is weird. This is just weird. What are you doing here? Charlotte laying 1.
It's a pure toilet bowl game, but I am going to lean to Charlotte. I think even as bad as Charlotte might be, occasionally they've shown up. Did beat Cleveland last week. Portland, you know my thoughts on that team. That team sucks. Chauncey Billups, speaking of bad coaches, I can't believe he's still employed. But right now the teams are separated by 1 game. So you can argue maybe Portland actually might consider losing to try to leapfrog the Hornets for a better pick. But this draft's going to suck anyway, so I don't know if it actually matters. Most of Portland's team's dead.
Hey,
Charlotte
Rob Dillingham is going to come into the league and be amazing.
He's going to be really good. I can't really guard anybody, but they'll work on that. Shepard's also a high prospect for Kentucky. I'm higher on Dillingham than Shepard.
I actually think that his unpopular opinion, I think his defense is better than people give it credit for, just from what I've seen in person. It's just the fact that Kentucky literally doesn't care. So it's just like, it looks horrible. It looks horrible playing on Kentucky, but
once again, he can't apply himself. Just from what I saw in college, Dillingham's defense.
I wonder if I can take a summer league MVP. I would love to take a summer league MVP on Dillingham. He's going to average 30 in summer league. All right.
Just looking at the overall injury report, though, Miller's questionable, Bridges is questionable, so I have to wait that one out. But Portland is still without Simon, still without Sharp, still without Brogdon. They got Ayton back. So I like Ayton in this game because I think Richards is a bad defensive player. I think he leads the league in goaltending by about 20. So congratulations for that title. But I'm gonna lean to Charlotte in this one. I just don't want to take Portland. Just simply put, I don't feel great about it. I have to wait for Miller and Bridges news, but at least they're healthier. So I'll lean to Charlotte right now.
Do other people agree with Casey? Do other people think Zach Edey is a first rounder?
Are there other I'll tell you right now, in every other NBA draft, he would not be a first rounder, but this might consensus be the worst.
What you think this
NBA draft? Oh, of all time.
Let me go ahead.
Oh no, he's a projected lottery. He's like a projected late lottery guy, Edey, and he would be a clear second rounder like every other year. Yeah, it's one of the worst NBA drafts.
Last in the league. How many people in the league use bigs like this?
I'm just saying, according to every mock draft, he's a first-round pick, which tells you the consensus.
No way.
This is one of the worst projected NBA drafts of all time.
No,
I'm telling you.
Mock draft 2024. I'm hitting the first one that pops up. No,
he's usually somewhere between
he's Luka Garza.
He's
Luka Garza. Are we serious?
I think he's going to be terrible in the NBA, but based on how bad the draft is, he's a first rounder. He's 100% a first rounder.
Bro, how many times have we seen this? We see this song and dance all the time, and they never transfer over to the league because the league doesn't care about bigs of that stature anymore. Like, there's maybe 1 to 2 teams.
Well, the issue is the fact that the league has become increasingly further and further away from the basket, and Edey can't guard anybody in the perimeter. That's the problem you're going to run into with a lot of these centers. But the point is, Edey will be a first-round pick. The NBA draft is that bad this year. He's going to be a first-round pick. And he's not going top 7. Top 7's not happening. According to mock drafts, he's somewhere between 14 and 20. give or take.
Bleacher
14 and
Bleacher
24.
Report has him at 25. I'm just curious on where people have him. I don't think he's going anywhere around this. I truly believe he's a second rounder, but I'm really, really interested. I did not know that people thought he was a first rounder. Wow.
I think he's a late lottery, early non-lottery guy, based on what the mock draft suggests. That's where he's at.
Who else? Who else has him? Like,
there are rumors that
18 to the Hawks.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like 14 to 24.
Bro, we've seen this before. We've seen this before. No, bro. There's no, bro. He doesn't guard outside the perimeter. Like, what? He's gonna get cooked in the league.
Once again, we're not arguing whether he's gonna be a good pro or not. I'm just saying it's one of the worst NBA drafts of all time. He's going to be a first-round pick. It's just gonna happen. He might not play. I think he might be Boban. But I'm once again just saying he will be a first-round pick.
Let me look around and see what the odds for him not to go in the first round. If nobody offers that, I will have to make that bet. Because
there are rumors Klingon might be a top 3 pick.
Where did Luka Garza get drafted at? Because everybody swore up and down Luka Garza was the next generation.
Garza was, I think, a late second round. I want to say he was like in the 50s.
Where did Luka Garza get drafted at? What was this draft class? Let me look at this draft class. Second round, 52. What's
okay,
2021?
Right.
Oh wait, 2021 was nasty. If that's who I think it is that the?
I will point out though, I think Edie is more skilled than other 7 and change footers that have come out, but I still don't trust the defense, and I think he's going to be a problem to actually see minutes on the floor. I think he's Boban.
That is Kuminga's class.
Is that fair? I think he's Boban. Okay. The same guy.
Okay, I understand why he had no chance. I still don't think this man is a first rounder, but I mean, when you're in a class and it's highlighted by Jonathan Kuminga, Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley, hell, even Jalen Green, Jesus fucking Christ. Jonathan Giddey's been playing really well. Franz Wagner. Oh, holy shit. Let's go to the back of the class. Who's in the back of the class? Trey Murphy. Oh, man. Jalen Johnson went in.
By the way, I see that Garza's 6'10".
Oh, he had no shot.
Listing Garza's 6'10".
He had no shot. Bones.
So JR is right. Garza was actually 6'10". He was not 7 feet. And Edie's taller than 7 feet.
Oh my God! Wow. All right, whatever, bro. All right, bro.
He's going to be a first round pick.
Garza.
It's going to happen. I think
he's going to average. He's going to average 5 points in like 5 minutes. He's not going to get much play. He's going to be a backup center, and then he's going to go and he's going to dominate the TBT playing for the Minamaki. And I can't wait. Don't think Garza. No, he's not. He's not pro ready, bro. It's just not pro ready. It's the reason why. If he was pro ready, he would have been in the pros by now. I want people to know that. If he was pro ready, he would have been in the pros right now. Nobody just goes and sits in college for 4 years anymore. All right. I'm on Portland. Well, no, I'm not on Portland. I'm on Charlotte because Portland's going to tank. I'm on Portland tanking.
Once again,
I'm only on Charlotte.
Portland I'm only on Charlotte. Charlotte for draft position, maybe.
Hey, maybe they take Zach Edey. I mean, I don't fucking care. Like, bro, he's 7'4". Wow. Okay. I don't care. That doesn't matter. He's not athletic. He can't guard on outside the perimeter. He's literally a glorified rim protector. And yes, I do actually really, really appreciate rim protection. But the fact that he can't shoot on the outside, he can't defend on the outside, he's going to be a target in pick and roll. And then there's going to be a point where you literally can't have him on the floor.
I'm not going to spend much time talking about it, but there's a massive divide between what works in college and what works in the NBA. It's arguably a different sport. It's arguably a different sport at this point.
It's literally a reson for it. That's why you had, bro. Remember, what was my man that was torching college? Marcus Howard. Marcus Howard was torching college in the Big East.
He was so good at Marquette.
Powell was torching college in the Big East, and then he didn't last a second in the league.
I mean, if you're going by by college big men to pros, it's why Jaleel Okafor didn't work. Because he just couldn't guard anybody and he couldn't run the floor. I mean, you just see it all the time. But
I can't wait. It's all right, man. It's all right. Everybody, I won't be shocked when Edey is not good. Like, not good. I won't be shocked.
I think he's going to be a bench warmer for most of his career. But he might be a good bench guy.
But hey, he's got college national player of the year. So, hey.
Twice.
Shout out to that.
He won it last year.
Twice.
Yeah. He has one of the best college careers. If they win the title, it's one of the best college careers of all time. But they have to win it. They have to actually win the title. But we'll see.
Oh man. All right. Yeah. But keep eye on that Miller and Bridges news. If one of those two are out,
I'll take the other
I
one for
don't think.
points.
Yeah, like I definitely think I'll take the Portland for points if one of those two is well, take the other for points as in scoring, but I would take Portland for points if one of the two is out. They might not know what to do if both of those guys aren't playing. Like there's a good possibility that Charlotte has no contingency plan if one of those guys is out right now. All right. Yeah, I like those two for points. That's really all player props I'm on. Anything else that sticks on your mind before we move on?
No. This game's not worth our time.
Okay. Indiana Pacers are on the road going to play the Brooklyn Nets in the second game of a back-to-back series between the two. Indiana dominated the first game, much like how they dominated the game earlier this season. And we have Indiana open up at 7 now, 7.5. 230.5 is total injury report, and we got dang, where is their injury? Oh, there we go. Miles Turner, questionable. Ben Matherin out for the season. For the Brooklyn Nets, you have Cam Johnson, probable. Dennis Smith Jr., questionable. And that's it for that. All right.
I mean, I'm not taking
Under 230.5. Play of the day.
That's your road Pacers angle. So
yep. Hey, the home over hit.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn getting the back-to-back. It also goes into this might be my lock. It also goes into the deja vu of playing the opposite of the total the next game around. They play a lot better defense this time around. Indiana, really good on the road in terms of the under. Brooklyn can't score. Yeah. Yeah, under 230.5.
As a Nets fan, I understand what Luis is saying and how it might be a look-ahead spot, but this Nets team's terrible. Like I want to make a case for this team, but they're not even close. Like they just have not been good. Cam Thomas came back. He scores. He doesn't guard anybody, so the defense has fallen off a cliff. But I just think Halliburton and this offense is too much to handle. The Pacers have played the Nets twice this season. They've won each meeting by 21 plus points. They were both in Indiana, I'll admit it, but the Nets lost to the Lakers by 12.
There we go. They were both in Indiana.
I'm going to lean Indiana in this one.
I
just know the Nets are good.
I'm only going to stick with Brooklyn because I took them the first time around, and if Brooklyn cashed the second time around and I flipped Indiana, I would really, really be pissed at myself. So I'll take Brooklyn in the points. I don't like it, but my favorite play is the under 230 in here. I'm just going to trust road Pacers to send another game under. What about you?
I mean, you're on the under. I'll lean to the over. The Nets defensively have been a mess. You're looking. Then again, it is an immediate rematch game, which kind of benefits your angle of taking the under or the opposite of what happened in the first meeting. But Indiana has scored at least 121 each of the first two games. The Nets did get to 111 last game. I'll lean over. I don't feel great about it, but yeah, I'll lean over in Pacers.
Hey, man. I just had a Cowboys fan text the group chat and say, yeah, the Texans is definitely the best team in Texas right now.
You're not wrong. Cowboys' big move this offseason was acquiring Mike Zimmer. So,
oh, boy. That's funny. Player props.
Halliburton assists. I feel like it's a pretty safe choice in this game. I like Cam Thomas points. He's going to keep chucking it. So, I like Cam Thomas to have a good game.
Yeah, I'm with Cam Thomas just for the volume as well. Really, like, what's been going on with Bridges?
He's been bad.
Yeah, he's been really
basically
bad.
It. He was.
I wonder if he's hurt.
I don't think he's hurt because he's been this way the entire year, and he's never missed a game. So he's going to keep playing.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, maybe he's hurt and he's just like trying to force it, but like his numbers have not been good. His numbers have not been good. Well, they've been solid. But not to be a number one option on a team. It's very.
He's putting up number 3 option like numbers on as a number 1 on it.
As a number 1, yeah, literally,
that's
literally number 3 numbers as a number 1. I agree. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. All right, I'm with you on Cam Thomas.
Yeah, Luis, I agree. The line feels a bit off, but just watching the Nets play, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Let's see here. Next game up on the docket. Oh, I got all these tabs open, so I don't know what the next game up was. There it is. Oklahoma City Thunder are on the road going to play they're on the road going to play the Boston Celtics. Boston is laying 9 here at home. 231.5 is the total injury report for these two teams in Boston. SGA is a game time decision. I saw that. I think Jalen Williams is a game time decision as well. They're coming off a back-to-back where they did lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder in the return of not Oklahoma City Thunder. They lost
Sixers,
to the
but yeah.
76ers, the Philadelphia 76ers in the return of Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is going to have a pretty busy week. Are they going on the road this week? Or are they staying at home?
I'll check that. You can keep going through the your take.
WrestleMania in Philly this week. Joel Embiid definitely going to be busy. Jaylen Brown questionable for this game. He did not play the last game with the hand injury. He's playing. He potentially could be playing this game, but he's still listed as questionable.
They have 3 straight road games, by the way.
So he maybe he's not having fun then. Jayden Springer is questionable as well. JD Davison is not on the injury report. All right. Line went up 0.5 point to Boston, by the way. Went from 8.5 to 9. I mean,
I don't know who's playing for Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I think they can really. I think this is way too much if Jada and Shea are both playing, but it's the fact of what is the health of those two guys.
Even if Shea does play, is he healthy? I don't know. He's got a quad injury. Those might take a couple weeks, especially for Shea, who's constantly attacking the rim, using a lot of movement, trying to get a lot of momentum and push. It's really going to hurt him because Shea is not known for being a spot-up shooter. He needs the lift. He needs the explosiveness. And if the quad's bothering him, it's a big deal. That's why he's going under in all his point totals in the last couple games before he officially started sitting out. I'm going to lean Boston in the spot. I just think it's a bad scheduling spot for Oklahoma City with them playing Philly yesterday, with travel now on a back-to-back. I don't think Shea and Williams play in this game. Boston's been kind of messing around lately. Would be a decent spot to actually show that they're still, I'd say, dominant. We know that they're really not, but you get my point. Like public perception. It's a good game to show up on ESPN and dominate a team that's pretty good in the Western Conference. I'm going to lean Boston. It's mostly based on Oklahoma City, potentially missing 2 of their best guys.
But what I will say is that I think the back-to-back, it is fucking Joe Mazzulla, and they can blow anything. So, I mean, we already knew what side I was on. But I will say that I think the back-to-back does kind of help them because they kind of worked through some things and figured out some rotations. And if those two are not playing again, this team is still really, really deep. Like they have a lot of really, really solid players that I think that can contribute. When you talk about coming off the bench, Isaiah Joe, you talk about Cason Wallace, like
Giddey was terrible last night, but he's been good lately.
Yeah, so I think it's an opening. I think there's an opening there. This isn't an easy +9, but it's +9. I'll take it. OKC +9 against Boston. 231.5 is the total. I think it's going over.
I think I'm going to lean over, but the thing is, I'm assuming you're going to be on Chet props. I'll get into that in a second.
Oh, for sure.
Who on Oklahoma City is really going to score for this team? They scored 105 against Philly, assuming the worst case scenario that Shea and Williams are both out. Who do you trust to generate I mean, Dort went crazy early in that Philly game. That's the only reason why they got to 105. I just don't know if they have enough scores on the court.
I think that it's all going to happen behind the 3-point line if it does. It's all going to have to happen. And this is going to be a threes contest. And that's why I'm on the over, because I think this is going to be a threes contest. Giddey and Gordon Hayward do really, really good job facilitating and getting open shooters good looks. And so when you look at Isaiah Joe, who was 4 for 11 from 3 last night, but he took 11 shots. He's going to shoot it, and he's going to shoot better than 4 for 11 more often than not. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. Cason Wallace, really, really good scorer. Kendrick Williams helps, and Jalen Williams, they both help be able to knock down shooters. Like, I'm not saying that they're going out here and they're about to create their own shots, but I think that they have the playmakers that can get them open looks. And so that's why I think it goes over. I just think that OKC is too talented to be held down scoring, twice like this. And I think that it's going to look a lot better on the second leg of this back-to-back.
Yeah, I'm going to lean to Celtics, and I'll lean to I might prefer a team total over, to be honest, because assuming that both guys are out for Oklahoma City, I really just don't know where the points are going to come from.
All right. Let's see here. I think I just saw Casey talking about or roll with Munaf plays always Boston first quarter, first half. So if you like Boston, Munaf runs with Boston first quarter, first half. Well, typically he does. Player props, start your centers against Celtics. Chet, your turn. You're up, sir. I actually think Chet can really have a really good game, man. Like I think if Chet goes all out, he can have a really good game because I truly believe they're going to challenge him at the rim, and I think he can achieve there. I think that he's going to be able to score. He's going to be able to rebound. He might even be able to dish out a few assists. Again, they have a lot of shooters. When those guys are out, it's a lot of shooters on the floor at any given time. So if Chet starts cooking and they start crashing down on Chet, and Chet's able to kick out for a couple open threes, it's gonna be nasty, man. Okay, so he's gonna be in this game, so I'm all over Chet Holmgren today. Don't got to worry about anybody else.
You want to just
What are
move
you
on?
doing? No,
I don't really have
got?
much. I think Tatum's gonna have a pretty good game. I agree with you about Chet. It's worked out well just blindly taking Oklahoma City, or I should say opposing centers against Boston. But maybe Dort threes or Isaiah Joe threes. One of them's going to attempt at least like 6 or 7 threes. There's not enough shots to go. There's enough shots to go around where those guys are going to chuck it. I probably look for Dort. I think Dort's going to be in a line to chuck up a bunch of shots.
All right. Let's see here. Next game on the slate, we have the Detroit Pistons on the road going to play the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks open up laying 13. They're now currently laying 11.5. 224.5 is the total. Injury report here. And for the Pistons, Jalen Duren not on the injury report. First of all, craziness. Me and Munaf took Jalen Duren in the underdog lineup. 5 minutes.
Yeah,
5 minutes is all we got. 5 minutes, all we got. It's pretty insane. 5 minutes, that's it. All right, Kate Cunningham's questionable injury management. Marcus Sasser's questionable with an illness. Taj Gibson's doubtful. Fontecchio's out. No Alsar, no Isaiah Stewart, no Quentin Grimes, and no Onyeka Okongwu for the Hawks. No Trae Young, no AJ Griffin. Yeah, no Sadiq Bey, all of that. All right.
11.5? I know Detroit's terrible and all, but 11.5?
I mean, I guess it's because they just beat the Bulls by 11.5.
Ivy's playing. Cade's questionable. They're pretty healthy. I'm gonna lean Detroit.
Detroit covered this number against the Timberwolves. They covered this number against the Pelicans. They did not cover this number against the Knicks.
That line's just crazy with Atlanta. I know they've been better lately. I get that, but 11.5? I'll pass. I'll pass on that. I'll lean Pistons.
Oh man, I could in the worst ways use a Pistons money line play here. In the worst of ways. And I don't think it's impossible. That's the crazy thing. I don't think it's impossible, but like it's just highly unlikely. This team sucks. But what am I? 1.5 games back. All right. I'm still rolling with the Pistons. I'm just gonna keep rolling with the Pistons to the end of the year. And I'm just gonna go down with the ship. If the ship's going down, I'm going down with it. The captain goes down with his ship.
Yeah, you're 1.5 back.
When was this pod's last correct Hawks fade? I'm not even entertaining. I'm not even entertaining him. We get the Hawks right in every other game.
I don't remember because I got to think of how many times I've actually covered the Hawks recently.
It was the Bucks game.
The Bucks. I don't remember. I got to remember like the days. I don't.
And then I was on them versus Boston. So really, I'm on a heater with the. Hey, I'm on a heater.
Yeah, you went them twice
with the Boston. Yeah, I was on them twice with Boston, man. So hey, I'm cooling. Like it would be me.
Well. I got to remember the last time that I was right about Atlanta. I don't know if I covered the Bucks game. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you there. I know that he was definitely on the Hawks against the Celtics twice, so he was fine. I don't know.
No, Casey, I'm not hedging. Casey, can you come? Because I'm looking at it outside right now, Casey. Dog, there is a bush that is just getting out of control in my front yard. If you send me a DM, I'll send you my address. Can you please come take care of this bush? Because you are an expert gardener, hedger, Casey. He keeps trying to get me to hedge the bet. I'm not doing it. I'm with the Pistons. I've been saying the wrong team name. I'm with the Pistons, man. Come on. All right, Pistons plus 11.5. Sprinkling on the money line.
I don't know how are you supposed to hedge that? You're 1.5 back. The Hawks are 11.5. How are you supposed to hedge this? Take the Hawks money line or like minus 700? Like what how are you supposed to hedge it? No, you're priced in already. Realistically, no offense, you're in really, really
Maybe
bad shape.
Maybe
I think you're just stuck with it.
Am I in horrible shape?
Honestly, the Wizards beating the Bucks yesterday was pretty brutal for you.
No, it was really was. It really was.
That was really bad.
It was really hard.
It's really,
but
really
okay.
bad.
So if we we're on the tracker, and we have they have the Trailblazers left, they have the Raptors left. They can honestly
that's not a good start for you.
They can honestly win both of those games, and then it's the Timberwolves, and then the Bulls.
Bulls are priced into the play-in too. Like that's.
Okay, but maybe the Bulls are playing like maybe they have something to play for at that time with seeding in the play-in. So maybe we get that. So Bulls, Timberwolves. So they lose the last 3. Jesus Christ, I need them to lose every game left.
Yeah, Casey, you can't even hedge that way because if you end up betting small bets on Wizards and Pistons money line stuff, then if you lose the money line plays, you're still on the hook for the next 6 or 7 games. You lose an extra bet, you're still sweating out the rest of the season. That doesn't help you with anything. Terrell's got to let it ride, for better or worse. He's got to let it ride. At this point.
Okay. Pistons have Hawks, Mavs, Nuggets. Holy shit. Heat, Hornets, Timberwolves. Yeah, we're fucking. Oh wait, that's the Hawks schedule. Nope, I lied. The Hawks got a crazy schedule at the end of the year. I lied. I clicked on the wrong team. Okay, so we have Hawks, Grizzlies, Nets. Okay. 76ers. All right, not as good. Bulls. Okay, not as good. Mavericks, Spurs to end the year. Hey, man.
Okay.
Hey, man.
I mean, a reminder that right now you're a game and a half in the hole. So
they have to steal one. They have to steal a game. But then they have to win multiple games down the stretch. And that's the thing. The Pistons haven't been able to win multiple games like this in a really, really long time. This is just a fun sweat. Honestly, truly, it's just a fun sweat. And it's fun to talk about. I don't even care about winning the bet. It's just a fun sweat and fun to talk about. And the fact that this is not impossible yet. And we're this close to the end of the season. It's pretty hilarious.
If you wanted live lines, I'd give you like plus 525. I think you're in really bad shape, to be honest. Okay. I'll give you like 525.
I got it at 3-1, so we can make that ground up. Let's go, Detroit. Let's go. Man, that loss last night really blew me.
I'm saying that's a serious problem.
Last night really blew me, man. Oh, the fucking Bucks, man. They suck. All right, bro. We're both on the Pistons. What's the total? The total's sitting there at 224.5. What do you want to do?
For the total, I'm going to lean to the I think I'm leaning under. Detroit can't score. They had a decently high-scoring game against the Grizzlies, all things considered, but 96 against the Wizards, 91 against the Timberwolves, 99 against the Knicks, 101 against the Pelicans. I don't think these teams can score, so I'm actually going to lean to the under in this game. Detroit might drag the total down by themselves, so I'll lean to the under.
All right.
I'm assuming you're on the same page because either Atlanta's offense doesn't show up or Detroit's offense doesn't show up. So,
yeah. When you play now, that was the best. I do have trouble believing both offenses show up. So either way, if Atlanta wins, they probably win and cover. And Atlanta's good there was a point in time when Atlanta was really good. If they won a game, they covered the line. But if Detroit wins, it's probably an ugly, ugly win. Like one team probably just gives up in the second half and says, this is the end of the season. We're getting blown out. It doesn't matter.
I'll take DeJounte props. I mean, can't turn down those.
Yeah. DeJounte. Capella, I'm still backing.
Capella double is a good price. It's like plus 115. He's had a double in 8 of the last 10, and he's had a double in 3 of the last 4 games against the Pistons. Okonkwo is going to be out for another week. They announced that the other day. So
why don't they just announce him out for the rest of the season?
Because they still have the play-in. So he'll be back for the play-in and everything. They're still technically in postseason basketball.
Oh, that's the problem you have with postseason basketball. Wow. This team is postseason basketball.
That's the problem that you have with the play-in. It's that you have teams that have no business being in postseason basketball, but you have Atlanta and Chicago playing extra games. So
yeah, I forgot about that. We could just go why can't it just be? Can we cancel their play-in game? Nobody wants to see Atlanta or Chicago.
That's kind of my point. Capella's done well recently rebounding, so I like Capella boards and I like Capella double-double.
All right. Yeah, I'm back during. I think both bigs should have a really good day on the boards and just honestly, truly dominate majority of the rebounds. So I like Duran as well. And
You like Bogdan in this game after he yelled at his coach, or do you think the coach hates him? Just wondering, like, is he in the doghouse now, or does he actually play?
He's probably gonna play up. They probably laughed about it when they got into the locker room. Like, dang man, I was really mad. Because I'm looking at him, I'm like, dang, he's really mad. Like, he's really, really mad. I wonder what he said. Like, he's really, really mad right now. All right. I love it. I love the competitiveness and the intensity for a team that can't cover against the spread.
They've been better lately. Right. I'll give them that. I mean, that fits my narrative. I said
I think the Boston games make it look better than what it was. I think and
could be true too, but I've been saying for a while I think this team's better without Trey. So that part has actually helped out my case. But we'll see what happens.
All right. Next game up on the docket, we have the Memphis Grizzlies going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks are here laying double digits again. Bucks laying 13 up to 13 and a half. 220 and a half is the total here. Injury report for these two teams. And we have for the Memphis Grizzlies. Whenever I find their name on this,
I was going to say it's a formality. We're both not taking Milwaukee. It's just going to
we're not.
But you can read it off anyway.
John Conchar is doubtful. Desmond Bane's out. Yuta Watanabe's out. No Marcus Smart. No Vince Williams. No Derrick Rose. No Zaire Williams. No John Morant. And we'll see. We'll see. Patrick Beverley left that game early with an ankle injury. I don't think he came back. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he didn't come back. And we have Dame, who's still out with the groin and probably doesn't play tomorrow. Or does he play today? Let me see. No, I'm not seeing anything that's saying any good thing about him playing today. But he may play today, or he may play against Toronto. Maybe he plays today because of the fact that they just lost that game to the Wizards. Maybe that's the reason he plays today.
Does it even matter for seeding? Are they just penciled into the 2 at this point? I'm going to look it up. But
they're not. They're not. Cleveland's 1.5 back.
And Cleveland's been falling apart recently. And Mitchell's still injured. So they should be fine.
And then they're also in the same division. So they're also playing for the division too. So it's just like, they're still trying in this end of the season. I think they hate that they're still trying, but they're still trying.
I am going to lean Memphis because how the hell can I lay this with Milwaukee? And that's really the only case I have.
I feel like I've always backed Memphis in this spot. It's just like, and now is really, and that's the scary part because who out here is going to go out and bet Milwaukee this game?
And Memphis beat them outright already with all the injuries they had.
At home. At home. They did at home. I mean, and the injury report was bad. No, it's Memphis plus 13.5. I'm not laying double digits with Milwaukee right now. No way. Total. Give me an under.
I mean, if I'm picking Memphis, I got to lean under because this team can't score. So I'm going to have to lean to the under.
Yeah. I think that this Memphis team plays really good defense. Go out here. And again, they got a lot of really good production from a lot of people last night. Does that happen again for this team? And even if it does, maybe we're wrong. Maybe Milwaukee comes out here and beats the crap out of them. Then Memphis didn't score. And honestly, truly, this total's screwed one way or another. Under 220.5. One way or another, this total's screwed. Either Memphis plays good defense and they keep themselves in the game, and this is a 105-100 final, or Memphis just absolutely, totally, utterly doesn't show up and scores less than 90 points.
Yeah, but we forgot to factor in one thing. It's another Jay Crowder revenge game because he's played for 45 different teams. Every game on the schedule is Jay Crowder revenge game. Just keep that in mind. It's been on every damn team.
Oh, man. Jay Crowder revenge game. Going in the prop section. You heard it here. What else?
The only thing I remember from Jay Crowder's time with the Grizzlies was Alonzo Trier punching him in the face when he tried to shoot that 3 against the Knicks. That's the only thing I remember from his entire time on the Grizzlies. You remember that?
I remember that. I'm trying to remember of another moment I can't even remember like a game where I was like, damn, Jay Crowder is going crazy right now.
No, I just remember Trier punching him in the face. That's the only thing I remember.
Wow. It's hilarious. All right. Where's Alonzo Trier at?
Probably
I
in
hope
Europe.
he's doing
somewhere.
all right. Great scorer.
He was really good in Arizona.
Great scorer. All right. Oh, player props for this one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Giannis has a big game. He had a triple-double yesterday with 35 points. But I don't trust anybody else on the team. Beverly, I had in my underdog entry with Munaf. Entry lost, but I did like Beverly under 10.5 points. Got injured again, left early. I'll take Beverly unders if he ends up playing in this game, because he's not a big focal point of this offense. So yeah, I'll look for Beverly unders in this game. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really like in general. Jaren Jackson had a 40 piece, I think, last game, but I don't know if I trust him against Giannis. But you have any props you really like in this game? Because I don't really know who to trust in this matchup. Do you trust anybody?
I think the fact that I'm projecting it to be low scoring has me a little bit questionable on taking anybody's points prop going into this game. But I just wish that they would just, at this point, the only thing that I wish Memphis would do was just buy in and give these young guys like 20 shots each. Just give them guys like 20 shots each and just let them go crazy, because I'm going, yeah, I don't, Bobby Portis. They don't have anything, especially in the depth on that bench, to fuck with Bobby Portis. So I'll back Bobby Portis today. And if this does get ugly, I think I can still get some Bobby Portis minutes. So we'll go with Bobby Portis today, especially on the rebounds. Rebounds over on his rebounds, and probably his points too. But he had 12 and 12 yesterday. I think he can do something a little bit similar. All right. Where are we at? Next game up on the docket. Oh, here we go. The fake basketball team, Toronto Raptors, are going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves are laying 15.5 here.
They really tried to blow that Rockets game last night. They really tried to, and then Ant had 3 straight breakaway steals. But they really tried to blow that game.
Ant is just like of another being.
He was terrible for 2.5 quarters, but he picked it up late. That's all that matters.
Toronto and Minnesota both on back-to-backs today. Let's see here. Minnesota's 5-6. Toronto's 5-7. Pick your poison. I said 215.5. That's actually down to 215 now. Updated line. So can't really give you too much on an injury report. We'll see what they do, what they announce later on in the day. But overall, are you laying 15.5 with Minnesota?
I think I have to. I've called Toronto a fake basketball team. I'm not going to pick them. This team's terrible. Like they're one of the worst teams in the league. They probably are the worst team in the league. They've actively punted. I mean, now now Barrett and Quickly are back. It's a back-to-back, though. I'm assuming they're going to play. I don't know how many minutes, but they decided post All-Star break, we are going to go for a top 6 draft pick because it's top 6 protected. And they immediately punted the entire season. And that's why when we went through the Eastern Conference win totals post All-Star break, we both thought Toronto was going to be atrocious because they were going to tank. And they did. This is awful. They've lost 14 straight. I'll take Minnesota.
All right.
Minnesota's still going for the 1 seed. So I can't really ignore that.
Toronto team total under 98.5. I don't think they're going to score. Now, the nervous thing that I have is I don't know if Minnesota's going to score, but I don't have to worry about that because I'm on under 215. I'm on Toronto's team total under because I don't think Toronto's going to score. I don't even think they're going to hit 90. I think this is going to be a defensive masterclass by the Minnesota Timberwolves here at home in a game that they understand, hey, we need to go ahead, hurry up and take care of business, and we need to keep, hold serve as much as we can and try to get to this 1 seed. They're half a game back, tied with OKC. It's right there for the taking. You got a hard-fought win against the Rockets yesterday. Now they play a little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxed, more poise, and especially better on the defensive end. They get things done. Toronto can't score. Toronto's not really good at all. So I'm fading Toronto. I'll take Minnesota.
total under.
But I'm
I
going
like
with the
Minnesota
total.
team total over. Yeah.
Okay.
I want Minnesota team total over. Toronto doesn't guard anybody.
Yeah.
They don't even try to guard anybody. Minnesota team total is where I'm going to go.
All right. I like it. I'm with you. I agree. I don't think that they're going to. I just think that Toronto's not going to. I don't. 88. 88 is Toronto's team score final. 88. No, 89.
I'm just saying, though, that means
89.
their team totals. I mean, what is it, like 115? What are you kidding me? Toronto's been handing out 120 for a month straight.
128 to the Lakers last night, 135 to the 76ers, 145 to the Knicks, 96 to the Nets, which is crazy.
I'm sorry, how many to the Knicks? Can you repeat that again?
145 to the
145
Knicks.
points to the Knicks.
Yes. And 112 to Washington. So definitely
I'll
past
take
3
Minnesota
straight
team
over.
total over.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Player props.
I think Ant's going to have a good game. Gobert should have a big game, but you know how that's going to go, so I can't take it. Trying to think of who else I actually want to consider. Barrett was actually really good yesterday. He was one of the only bright spots on the team yesterday, but he played well. I don't see any props, though, for Toronto, so I'm going to have to pivot a bit. I think Minnesota's going to kill them, and I think they're going to bench a bunch of guys. So I don't really have anything, to be honest. I don't know how many minutes these guys are going to play. Do you? I got nothing. I like Barrett points, but I don't have any props on Toronto guys.
Let's go with Naz Reid. Naz Reid scores quick early. Don't have to worry about extra time because he already hit his prop. Naz Reid points. All right. We have here the Orlando Magic on the road going to play the New Orleans Pelicans. And what is...
It's a good game.
Is this game of the night?
You mean for TV?
Maybe the next game. Maybe the next game. Between these two games, I think it's game of the night. Maybe if you throw in Boston and OKC,
I was going to say,
there,
if
they got all their
Shea
guys,
and Jalen play, that's game of the night. But
yeah,
probably
if
not
they play,
Orlando
that's game of the night. But yeah, this is in consideration. Very much in consideration. Orlando on the road going to play the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans are laying 4. 208 is the total injury report. And we have Caleb Houston's questionable for Orlando. Jose Alvarado is out for the Pelicans with an oblique injury. And you know Brandon Ingram is still missing time. Scott, getting Orlando on the road here, +4 in a non-conference matchup. What are you doing?
I just think Orlando's bothered me recently. They killed the Grizzlies. Good for them. Barely beat Portland, which was almost a catastrophe. A good win there, I guess, in the end. Blew that game against the Clippers. Got run out at home, basically, against the Warriors, and Draymond played 4 minutes. Lost the game at home to Sacramento. They just have not been good lately. And it's because offensively, they're really bad late in games. New Orleans hasn't been much better lately either. They lost to Boston, and they got killed by Phoenix. Booker at 52. Nurkic killed them with 19 and 19. I think I'm leaning New Orleans. They're good at home. Orlando's below 500 on the road. But at least Zion's a freight train. They can score. I think I'm going to lean to New Orleans. Orlando recently has really not looked that great.
If I play New Orleans, I know the way that I'm playing them. I will take New Orleans in the 4, even though it gives me slight pause because I've been really, really bad with New Orleans. I just missed New Orleans as my dog with CJ the other day. Horrible game against the Suns. But Orlando first half. And I saw Kaysen say it. Orlando first half. Not Orlando, I'm sorry. New Orleans first half. Orlando last 5 games, 1-4 to the first half number on the road. Last 5 games at home. New Orleans is 4-1. You look at New Orleans, they're going to want to get back on track after a really, really bad game against the Suns at home. This hasn't been honestly the best of home trips. They've been at home for 4 games straight. They lost to OKC, lost to Boston, lost to the Suns, and they got to win against, guess who? The Bucks. So
it's a very, very tough schedule at home, but yes.
Yeah. And so Orlando, looking at that schedule, Orlando is the worst of those 5 teams. They are. This is a prime, get back spot, get some blood flowing, and Just put yourself in a
can argue
rhythm before the
Orlando's better than
playoffs.
Phoenix. You can argue Phoenix is probably better in terms of talent, but you can make an argument.
Okay. Okay. I will accept that. I will accept that just because Phoenix has been a pretty solid fade for a good majority of the season. Yeah, I'm taking first half. I'm going with the first half. New Orleans has just been a really good first half team, especially at home. First half minus, what's that, 2 or 2.5? 2.
Should be
First
two.
half minus 2, 115. So I'll take that with New Orleans here, even though Orlando is a good first half team, not on the road. So
That's honestly a good point by Knuckles. He's just saying usually take West teams against East teams. I mean, you're not wrong. The West is clearly better than the East this year. You're not wrong.
Real. Let's see. Casey had a stat too. This season, Magic against teams who have a winning percentage between 400 and 500 or 600 and only cover less than 66% of ATS this season are 41. Wait, hold on.
He's saying he likes the Magic because they're pretty good against
Decent
below average
teams?
to above average teams.
Okay. And they don't cover down. Okay. All right. That makes sense, I think. Yeah, give me Pelicans first half at the very least. But Casey's on the full game for the Magic. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think this is going to be a really good game. And I actually, if it was a little bit more, if it was 6, I would have took Orlando and just said that it's going to be inside 2 possessions. 4 is a little bit different of a discussion. I think free throws can get us over 4. All right. 208.
I'm going to lean over.
Really?
I am. Yesterday, I leaned over in the Heat Knicks game, even though it looked like a dead under game. I just thought eventually it would find a way over, and it did. Kind of the same story here. They faced off in Orlando a couple weeks ago. The game landed 227. Like, it was actually a pretty high-scoring game when they faced off about a week or 2 ago. So I'm going to lean over. Pretty similar story to the Knicks game. I just think eventually it finds a way. It's going to be a close game. Free throws late. Not really a strong lean, but it's just a low total in today's NBA. I'll lean over.
Wow. I actually really like the under. I mean,
Okay.
we have 2 top 5 defenses in the past 5 games here. And they play really well. They've been good defenses for majority of the entire year. Orlando's been good all year. And New Orleans really, Willie Green's found a way to get that team rolling. And now they're really, really good defense. Yeah. I just think that it's going to be a little bit more of a playoff atmosphere game. Like I said, I think it's game of the night. And I don't think it's game of the night because we're going to see a bunch of scoring. I think that it's going to be ultra competitive. And it just might not be that scoring. So, yeah, 208 under for me. Over for Scott. Player props. What do you like?
Well, I'm going to start off with a fade. It's going to be a guy that I roasted in the last episode because the man does not rebound the ball. Give me Zion under 6.5 rebounds at minus 138. The guy does not even try to rebound the ball, and it pisses me off. The last game against Phoenix, he played 30 minutes and had 2 rebounds. 2. I'll be on the under. The guy doesn't try to rebound the ball. Just as simple as that. And Orlando's very good at preventing rebounds. Or they're very good at actually, I'd say in general, boxing out and doing the little things to minimize offensive rebounds. Give me Zion under for rebounds. The guy just doesn't even try to rebound the ball half the time. It's Jaren Jackson Jr. syndrome. So I'll lean to the under Zion with rebounds.
Jaren Jackson Jr. syndrome. Miles Turner syndrome.
Yes. Brooke Lopez syndrome. OG Brooke Lopez syndrome.
OG Brooke Lopez is crazy. All right, man. I think I want to go Valanciunas rebounds today.
Is he going to play? And they've been using Nance Jr. more. I don't know what Valanciunas' minutes are anymore.
It's really just a fade of Wendell Carter. Like I want to fade Wendell Carter any chance I can get.
Delta Astor.
Yeah. Like he's just unserious, and it's consistently he's been unserious since he called out Pat Bev. Like very, very consistently, he's been unserious. So I mean, look at these numbers. These numbers are all over the place. He has 2 double-doubles. Then he has a game with 2 points and 5 rebounds and 7 points and 6 rebounds. 3 points, 11 rebounds, 8.6 rebounds. Like, what is his points and rebounds at? Whatever it is, I'm just going to assume he's going to go under because he's had 2 games in a row and he's terribly inconsistent. I need to find
Yeah.
I need to find a number on Wendell Carter. Let's screw just finding somebody
Well,
else.
what do you want to
back.
know? I have numbers. What do you want?
Oh, points and rebounds. What's his points and rebounds?
Points and rebounds. Let me just quickly find that. Points and rebounds are at 18.5. The under's minus 125.
18.5. So wait, under, there we go. Under 18.5. He has been over that line, and so he's passed it in the past 2 games, but before that, he missed it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games straight.
He has gone under against New Orleans in 2 of the
And
last
now
3
you
years.
tell me that he has to deal with Zion, who's probably gonna headhunt him inside the paint, get him in foul trouble. Yeah, no, I don't. I really hate Wendell Carter now. Give me Wendell Carter under 18.5 points and rebounds, man.
All right.
Too inconsistent for me. Okay. Next game up. We have
Last game
up. The Cleveland Cavaliers are on the road, going to play the Phoenix Suns. Suns laying 6. Now it's at 5.5. 226.5 is the total injury report here we got for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Played yesterday, so we'll see. For the Suns, Grayson Allen is questionable with the hip injury.
That's actually a big deal.
That is a huge deal. That is a huge deal. I was literally just about to say that. That's a huge deal if he doesn't play. All right, man. Is Cleveland back at the point? Is Cleveland back at the point where they're good again and they're about to go on a run?
Because Mitchell's out. They're only good when they're missing like 1 or 2 guys. If all their starters play, they're not very good. But it's kind of weird. It's like an absolute paradox. When they're fully healthy, they're not very good. But when they're missing a guy or 2, they actually look better. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just works out that way from what I've noticed this season. By the way, if you were curious, Grayson Allen this season is shooting 46.9% from 3. 46.9% from 3 on 5.8 attempts.
Those 2.5 threes been feeding families, man.
He's been incredible this year. I just want to throw that out there. So him being out would be a big deal. Cleveland played yesterday against Utah. They won that game easily. Phoenix did not play yesterday, but they had a good win against New Orleans their last time out. I'm going to lead Phoenix. I'm hoping that New Orleans win will propel them to a decent 2-3 game stretch. They have a really tough schedule down the stretch. There's a game they kind of need to have. They might be a play-in team, Phoenix. They're in danger of falling into the play-in. I'm going to lean to Phoenix here. I just don't trust Cleveland on a back-to-back.
Are they technically in the play-in now?
Right now, I think they're the 7.
8 seed. They're the 8 seed. They're tied. Okay. Well, tied for the 8 seed. Okay, so they're a game back from Dallas and New Orleans, who are tied for the 5 and 6. They're tied with, Sacramento for the 7 and 8.
I'm just saying, if Luka and the Mavericks somehow fall down to the 7, they're currently 1 game up on Sacramento. That might be the greatest play-in lineup you can possibly imagine. Luka, Durant, LeBron, and Curry in the play-in. That's like an all-time media frenzy if that happens. It's still a great media frenzy anyway. You got Durant, Curry, and LeBron in the play-in by themselves, which is crazy. But just throwing that out there. Are you on Cleveland or Phoenix?
I want to be on Cleveland. I don't know, man. They really got destroyed by the Nuggets. But it's the Nuggets. Nah, I'm just going to go ahead and just say that Cleveland's back. And they're about to start winning games. Yeah.
I don't think Cleveland's that good. I'm a firm believer that the 17-1, 18-1 stretch was a pure fluke. But
what? They did it twice. I mean, well, they didn't do it twice, but they had that loss, and they went on
basically 9-game winning streaks twice. Yeah, I know. Yeah, since that point, they have been really not very good.
I think it was a fluke. Get back to that.
So
I want to see them get back to that. All right, they got a game on Saturday against the Lakers. A couple of days off here. What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, a few days off. So yeah, Cleveland goes all out. Give me Cleveland plus 5.5. I'm not certain if they win the game, though. I don't feel comfortable about that, but I at least think that this is a 1-possession game, and we get something interesting. I think these last 2 games are going to give us fun games at the end of the night.
This game's on TV, so hopefully it is entertaining.
Hopefully. All right. Where are we at? Player props? No, total 226.5. Player props. Anything else you got? Do you guys plan to do any Olympic basketball coverage on this pod? Probably not. Well, we did
Maybe
do
a
FIBA
little. We
stuff.
did a little bit of FIBA during
Yeah,
the
maybe
whatever.
Lonte. Lonte is really tapped into the overseas.
Lonte cares.
Games.
I'll lay the 40 with Team USA and
Yeah,
Serbia.
like that's all you get from me. Just lay the points with Team USA.
Pretty much Serbia in there too. Standard stuff.
Yeah,
but
man.
maybe a
yeah.
little bit.
I'm not as locked in, but we probably will because Lonte is pretty locked into the overseas ball.
I'll be watching the NFL Red Zone version of Olympic coverage, which they got going with Scott Hansen. The Gold Zone.
Hey, and last Olympics, I wrote a track article, went undefeated.
Nice.
The whole article, the entire article, every play won. I mean, well, of course, the plays that I had two people in the same race, but I hit every race that I bet on.
So what was the secret, though? You just took all the Jamaicans?
No, I actually think the only Jamaican I had up there was it Thompson? I think it was. I think that's the only Jamaican because I didn't play. I don't know. I got to go back and look at the article.
Shikari won?
No, she was actually not in those Olympics.
That's right. Okay, my bad. Okay.
That was the one that she got.
Yeah, she won the World Championships a little while ago. Okay, my bad. I was confusing some stuff.
But yeah, no, yo, I like track. I'm very, very tapped into the track scene, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably do another article. I have to do a bounce back article 3 years later. Yeah, I got to do a bounce back article. So, all right, back to what we're actually talking about. Yeah, I don't feel one way or another about the total. I kind of just want to take the Cavs and just enjoy the game.
I kind of just want to move on to lock and dog, to be honest.
Okay, we can do that. Lock, dog, underdog lineup for my lock.
Wendell Carter fade, staring you right in the face for a lock.
I know it is. I'm not going to do it, though. I know it is. I'm not going to do it. I've seen the bad luck that we've had taking unders on this show. Player prop unders, that is. I've seen that bad luck. I'm going with New Orleans first half, man. New Orleans Pelicans first half. Let me put that on my card. They've been a really good first half team. They got destroyed by the Suns last game. Orlando hasn't been good in the first half recently. Orlando is, and New Orleans 4-1. ATS last 5. Orlando's 1-4.
It's a revenge spot too. Orlando killed them in Orlando a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so give me the Pelicans first half -2. That's my lock for my dog.
I'm trying to think of how many dogs we actually liked on the card today.
Not many.
Give up the Grizzlies. Live a little.
Not many went out right.
Grizzlies money line.
Let's just have some fun.
Line.
Let's just have some fun with the last games of the slate. Give me the Cavs +180 or +190.
Okay.
Yeah, Cavs +190. That's my dog. It's going to be a good game. I think it's a 1-possession game. Maybe the 1 possession goes our way. No, I don't have an injury report for the Cavs. Wait, scratch them off. I need an injury report.
Mitchell might play. I mean, it sounds like he probably could have played yesterday, but they decided, you know what? No, we can beat Utah without you. So I think Mitchell might end up playing in this game.
Okay, then I'm going to go back and put Cavs on. I'm just going to trust it. I may change that.
Okay. So for my lock, I think I have to go back to it. I'm going to keep fading Toronto, particularly on defense. This team is a waste of space. I got to go with the Timberwolves team total in this game. I'm going to go with the Timberwolves team total over. Let me just see what number I can find. I see 115.5 and -110. That's good enough for me. You mentioned it before, but Toronto's defense is just an absolute lost cause. Gave up 100 and what was it? 128 to the Lakers, and they sat everybody for the fourth quarter. 135 to Philly with no Embiid. 145 to the Knicks. Oh God, yeah. Give me Minnesota team total over 115.5 to dominate and to probably score 120 and change in this game. For my dog, I got to think if I want a player prop or if I want to go for a side. Because I don't think I liked many dogs to win outright today. I got to think of what I actually am tempted by. I mean, I really didn't like many dogs on the card, which is probably not a good sign. But I thought about Struce turnovers, but Mitchell might come back. So that kind of might, bump into what I was hoping to do in this game. You know what, though? I think I'll do it just based on the overall trends here. Struce looking at his turnovers, he's been a turnover machine. His over 1.5 turnovers is plus 165, and he's had at least 2 turnovers in 7 of his last 9. So I'll go with that trend. I know if Mitchell comes back, I might have problems, but Strus has really turned the ball over a ton. I'll go with Strus over 1.5 turnovers at plus 165.
All right. Underdog. What do we like here? When I get this. All right. Let's see.
Well, we could take
here.
Carter. We could take Carter Jr. under if you want it.
Yeah, we can.
It was 18 and
He's
a
just
half.
unserious. He's just serious. Let me see. 18. Yep, 18.5 points and rebounds. Lower for Wendell Carter Jr. Let's see. What else do we like here? I think that game. Oh, well, OKC and Boston. Where's Chet? Need Chet. Need Chet. Oh, wow. I don't even have a line on Chet.
They don't have a line on anybody for OKC besides Shea. They're a bunch of haters.
Okay.
It's just not right. I don't mind Halliburton for assists. I'm actually contemplating if I want to switch my dog. I'm contemplating. But anyway, we can do the underdog.
I'm taking Halliburton's assist?
No. I'm saying we can take Halliburton for the underdog. I just mean in general. I don't know if I actually want that Strus play because I actually do think Mitchell's going to play tonight.
All right, well, Halliburton's assist is at 10.5 and it's spicy at 1.05x for 11. Sure. We'll take it. All right. We can go. DeJounte plays basketball tonight. We have who else plays basketball? We could go AD. It's a risk, but you could go AD there against Washington.
I'm trying to think if there's any other guys that we actually just liked for the slate in general.
Zion. We can face Zion.
You want to go Zion lower rebounds?
Yeah.
6.5? Sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's at 6.
That's just okay. They don't make it easy for us.
Hey, man, we could do it.
You want LeBron assists?
Oh, we did talk about that. That was all the way in the beginning of the show. Yeah. 8. All right.
I don't mind that argument.
I have it together. Let me look at it. Does this look good? Yeah, this looks good. Okay. Tyrese Halliburton, spicy, 1.05x. That is 10.5 assists higher. LeBron James, 8 assists higher. And especially on a back-to-back, yeah, he's going to defer. Or we could do Rui. Oh, do you want to pop? Is Rui up here?
What, you want to do 4 picks tonight?
Oh, Rui is up here at 14.5, though.
I don't mind it if you want to go 4 picks.
Okay, let's add Rui. LeBron higher, 8 assists. Rui higher, 14.5 points. Welcome to Washington. And Wendell Carter Jr., you're a bum. 18.5 points and rebounds. Lower. 2 good games in a row. Show me that you can do 3. All right, that's 10x. 10xer.
Yeah,
how am I
think I'm going to stick with Strus.
How am I not taking the Thunder money line? Well, I always fade them, but Shea not playing. Like it's always Shea. It's always Shea and Thunder. Like it's rarely ever just Thunder for me. Like it's always Shea and Thunder. So if you tell me that I don't have Shea, it's hard for me to take the Thunder. It's always Shea and Thunder. All right. There we go. If you need to hear the underdog lineup one more time, it's Halliburton higher, 10.5 assists. Rui Hachimura higher, 14.5 points. LeBron James higher, 8 assists. And Wendell Carter Jr. lower, 18.5 points. I have nothing else, Scott. What do you have to give people before we get up out of here?
No, I think I'm going to stick with Strus in the end. I tried to find another play, but I think I'm good. So I'll be back once again tomorrow or actually tonight. We're going to experiment. So this is kind of breaking news. We're going to try a night episode for Thursday. So Munaf and I are going to record probably around 8 or 9 o'clock tonight for the Thursday slate. So check us out for the late night live stream.
Hey, did you? Hey, well, I wonder if what's Lonte doing?
So once again, no show at 11 o'clock tomorrow. We're recording tonight.
Again, no show 11 o'clock tomorrow. They are recording tonight at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take. All right, nice little experiment. There we go. If you're not already, make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you give us a subscribe on YouTube, a subscribe wherever you get your podcast, NBA Gambling Podcast. And I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending podcast. Just gonna do like this. We are out of here.